A coalition of app developers and consumer group is urging European Union regulators to take stronger action against Apple,
arguing that the company's App Store fee practices continue to disadvantage local developers. The group says the issue has become more urgent following a recent court decision in the US which limits Apple's ability to charge fees on external in-app transactions there.
Well, the coalition, made up of 20 developers and consumer organizations, says the situation has created a growing disparity, with US developers now benefiting from more favorable terms than their European counterparts.
Under the European Union's Digital Markets Act, DMA, introduced in 2023, large tech platforms classified as gatekeepers, including Apple, are required to allow in-app transactions outside their ecosystem free of charge.
Earlier this year, the European Commission fined Apple 500 million euros. That is $588 million for breaching the DMA by preventing developers from directing users to alternative payment methods. In response, Apple revised its App Store terms, introducing fees of around 13% for smaller businesses and up to 20% for standard App Store purchases. The changes also include additional fees of between 5 and 15% on transactions made outside Apple's payment system.
The coalition of developers, which represents companies including Deezer and Proton, says that those revisions still breach the DMA. It argues that despite the Commission declaring Apple's previous practices illegal, European developers remain at a disadvantage 6 months later. The group says the developers are left with two options, absorb the cost of the fees or pass them on to consumers. And it has also raised concerns about a lack of clarity after Apple said further policy changes would take effect in January. Without detailing what those changes will be, the coalition is now calling on the European Commission to enforce the law more forcefully and say that the case should be referred to the European Court of Justice if necessary.